The sun dipped low, painting my cornfield in hues of gold as I walked the rows my family had tended for generations. Suddenly, the rumble of trucks broke the silence, unloading strange machines onto my land. At their helm stood Karen, the HOA president, her clipboard in hand, exuding smug authority. My stomach churned. This wasn't a mistake. It was an invasion. My family's legacy was under siege, and I wasn't about to let it fall without a fight. Fury surged as I approached her, my boots crunching against the soil that held my father's sweat and my daughter's future. Karen's smirk only fueled my resolve. This wasn't just about land, it was about standing up to arrogance and greed. What unfolded would become a battle that shook our small community, proving that no one, not even a self-proclaimed ruler like Karen, could steal what was rightfully ours. "What are you doing on my land?" I demanded, my voice slicing through the drone of machinery. Karen's eyes gleamed with arrogance. "This isn't your land anymore," she declared. "The HOA is repurposing it for a drone launch pad." My family's decades of toil, every seed planted, every harvest reaped, flashed before me. This was no community project. It was a power grab cloaked in bureaucracy. Workers began erecting metal platforms, trampling my corn without a second thought. "You didn't pay the development fees," Karen sneered. "So we're taking it." My fists clenched, but I held my ground. "You're trespassing, Karen. Leave now or you'll regret it." Her laugh was sharp, dismissive. "The police are on my side," she taunted. She didn't know I had a past that made her drones and threats look like child's play. Karen had no idea I'd spent a decade in the military, mastering airspace security and drone defense systems. If anyone knew how to counter her high-tech scheme, it was me. "You're violating federal airspace laws," I said coolly, watching her confidence flicker. My fingers tapped my phone, activating a network of surveillance drones I'd installed to protect the farm years ago. The drones hummed to life, their cameras zeroing in on Karen's crew. Her smirk faded as their mechanical whir filled the air. She thought she was in control, but she'd stepped into my domain. My military training wasn't just a resume bullet, it was a way of life, honed for moments like this. Karen was about to learn that a farmer with a secret could outmaneuver her any day. SUVs screeched to a halt and 4 men in tactical gear spilled out, their uniforms crisp, earpieces glinting. Karen pointed at me. "Arrest him! He's obstructing a government project!" I scoffed, seeing through the act. "Government project? Nice costumes, but who are you really?" The lead agent barked, "Vacate this property by order of the county and HOA." His hesitation when I pressed for credentials betrayed him. These weren't federal agents, they were hired thugs meant to intimidate. Karen, oblivious to their faltering facade, gloated. "Progress can't be stopped," she said. I held up my phone, unfazed. "Impersonating federal officers is a felony, Karen. You're digging your own grave." Her confidence wavered, but she doubled down, unaware that her scheme was unraveling faster than she could control. With a tap, my drones shifted, their cameras locking onto the fake agents. A robotic voice boomed, "Unauthorized personnel detected. Trespassing alert activated." The men froze, panic in their eyes. "Karen, what's this about military tech?" one stammered. She tried to rally them. "It's a bluff. Grab him." But before they could act, real federal vehicles roared up, lights flashing, FAA and military airspace enforcement. Karen's face paled. "This wasn't supposed to happen," she shrieked as the fake agents fled, abandoning their gear. I crossed my arms. "You picked the wrong farmer, Karen." The real officers moved in, their authority undeniable. Karen's empire of lies crumbled as swiftly as her drones had landed. The field, once a battleground, now bore witness to her defeat. A federal officer approached, his voice firm. "You're under investigation for trespassing, impersonating officers, and illegal drone activity." Karen's bravado shattered. "I'm with the HOA. This is my project," she pleaded. The officer was unmoved. You crossed federal lines, ma'am." Desperate, she turned to me. "Tell them I was helping the community." Her voice was a broken whisper. I held up my phone, displaying drone footage of her every move, her orders, her threats, her lies. "You didn't care about the community, Karen. You destroyed my crops and tried to steal my land." She collapsed, sobbing as the officer cuffed her. "You set me up," she wailed. I met her gaze. "No, you did that yourself." As they led her away, the weight of her defeat settled over the field. The next morning, I surveyed the damaged cornfield, my heart heavy but determined. This land wasn't just soil. It was my family's story, etched in every furrow. Neighbors, freed from Karen's HOA tyranny, arrived to help clear the wreckage. "You're a hero," one said, gripping my hand. I shook my head. "Just a farmer protecting what's mine." Together, we began restoring the land. By week's end, new corn sprouted where Karen's machines had stood. The creators spread the story, and it went viral with headlines lauding a farmer with military grit who stopped a drone scam. The community rallied, no longer cowed by HOA threats. My daughter's laughter as she ran through the rows reminded me why I'd fought. Not for glory, but for our future. The aftermath of Karen's defeat rippled beyond my farm. Neighbors once silenced by fear began speaking out, demanding accountability from the HOA. Meetings that had been Karen's stage for bullying became forums for change. "You showed us we can fight back," a neighbor told me, her eyes bright with hope. The community was healing, united by a shared victory. I spent evenings reprogramming my drones to monitor crops, not trespassers, their hum now a sound of progress. The creators noted how the story inspired others, sparking discussions about land rights and local power abuses. My fight wasn't just for my farm, it was a stand for everyone who'd ever faced a bully with a clipboard and a bad idea. Standing in my field, I reflected on the battle. Karen's arrogance had underestimated the strength of roots, both in the ground and in the heart. My military skills gave me an edge, but it was my connection to this land that fueled the fight. Every stalk of corn was a testament to resilience, a reminder that no one could take what we'd built. The creators shared how my story resonated, reaching farmers and families facing their own Karens. It wasn't about drones or tactics. It was about standing firm for what matters. As I watched the sunset, I felt my father's presence in the breeze. This land, this legacy, was worth every moment of the fight, and I'd defend it again without hesitation. As my daughter danced through the cornfield, her laughter weaving through the stalks, I felt a quiet triumph. This land carried my family's past and her future, a legacy no HOA could break. Karen thought she could bully me into surrender, but she didn't understand the strength of a farmer with a cause. My military training was a tool. My love for this land was the fire. The creator's story spread, a beacon for anyone facing greed or overreach. "No one takes what's ours," I whispered, watching the corn sway under the stars. With every new sprout, my family's legacy grew stronger, a testament to resilience and the will to fight. This farm, this land would stand for generations, unbroken and unshaken.